What's going on, everyone? It's Brucey Sprue with the second video in my Nothing Special series where I max a main account as an average player, do as much content as possible, and create videos of my journey along the way. It happened again, guys. Literally after my Kraken video, I went to do some Slayer, and I kid you not, the next task I got was Blue Dragons. So I got to work on the Money Dragon. It's like Duradel wants me to make content. This will be a melee guide only. It might be a bit sweatier than ranging Vorkath, but I'm not buying ammo, and I think it's pretty chill, to be honest. Vorkath has some high requirements, that being the completion of Dragon Slayer 2, which upon completion gives you the ability to fight a stronger version of Vorkath anytime you'd like. For the stats, you'll want at least 85 in your melees, but you might be able to get away with 80s. And you'll want 70 prayer for piety. It helps a lot, but it's not necessarily required, although I do recommend it. As for plugins, True Tile helps if you're trying to Wookswalk, and that is about it. As for the gear, there's loads of different combinations to bring here depending on what you can afford and how you like to fight Vorkath. I will pop the wiki recommended gear up on the screen here. The main thing to determine is just what you can afford and if you like fighting with the Serp Helm in DFS and if you're on task or not. The only thing being on task really changes is that you would bring a Slayer Helm if you don't have a Salve Ammi. And however, Salves increase your DPS so much that I just highly recommend getting that and not even worrying about it. You just need Haunted Mind completed after that. They're pretty easy to obtain and enchant, and you don't need to worry about imbuing it in the Nightmare Zone if you just plan on using it for meleeing. You must make sure, however, that your magic attack bonus is greater than -65, or you will splash the frozen spawn. The inventory will consist of your spec weapon, a super anti-fire if you're using a defender like myself, or a regular anti-fire if you're using a DFS, a combat pot to increase DPS, and if you're not bringing a Serp Helm, you'll need an anti-venom ++, or just a regular one. I bring an angler to overheal and to make room to swap to my spec wep, and then 3 prayer pots. You'll want a rune pouch filled with dust, law, and chaos runes. This will allow you to crumble undead and save an inventory space for the home telly. I have my mage book filtered here just to show the combat and teleport spells, so it's easier to cast the crumble undead. And you're definitely going to want to set up your F keys to switch back and forth if you are not bringing the Slayer Staff. I found I just don't need it. The rest of your inventory should be high-level food like Shark or Manta Ray. And Vorkath does occasionally drop noted Manta Ray. Now, Vorkath is a dangerous boss. You can die there, and it does cost 100k GP to recover your items. So getting there, you can use the Elite Fremi boots. You can have your house in Relica. You can use a redirection scroll on a house tab, use an enchanted leer, or do what I do here, just have a Lunar Isle telly in your house. You can run on over to the Lunar Isle Bank and use the bank skip to get to Relica quickly. You'll then run northeast very shortly here to Torfin and go to Ungale. Another short walk, and you climb over the rocks here to enter the instance. It's safe to chill here as long as you want if Vork is sleeping, either before or after kills, and it's a solo instance. I think it's pretty peaceful sometimes. After your trip, you can just head back to your house, hit the pool, bank back on Lunar Island, and return. That is my method. Okay, so let's get into the fight. Vorkath has 6 different normal attacks and 2 different special attacks. Every 7 normal attacks, he will alternate between his special attacks. And since we're meleeing, he has the chance to melee us as well, which can hit up to a 32, I believe. 5 of these normal attacks you can tank. This being the Blue Dragon Fire, which is magic, the Weird Bone Ball, which is ranged, which can also hit a 32, a normal Red Dragon Fire, a Venom Dragon Fire, which is green, and a Pink Dragon Fire, which will turn your prayers off. To combat this, just set up your quick prayers, and you can just click that once you see the Pink Dragon Fire go off. The last normal attack is a slow-moving, highly deadly Dragonfire, which you will need to move at least 2 tiles from to avoid damage. While meleeing, it's important to protect from mage, as Vorkath has a higher chance of maging you when in close range. This is why we tank the ranged hits and don't bother prayer swapping. There's already a decent bit going on, so we don't need to worry about that. Vorkath's special attacks are the Acid Phase, which can be Wook's Walk to deal extra DPS, and the Frozen Spawn Phase, which most people bring a Slayer Staff for, but I just click on the ground to cancel action and then cast Crumble. Alright, so I will pull up an example kill here, and then we can get into the loot I received from the task. To start off, I overheal. I will throw on my Spec Wep, make sure my run is off, having run on here, while meleeing will only hurt you and there's no need for it. Pot up, turn your prayer on, and then you can start to dump your specs and start the stabbing. Prayers turn off, just turn them back on. Big fireball, walk 2 tiles away. Meleeed for a 10 there, that's not bad. Frozen Spawn, I don't bring the Slayer Staff, so I click on the ground to cancel action, open the spellbook, and cast Crumble. Ranged attack for 16, not bad. Venom Dragonfire won't hurt you if you have Venom or Serphelm. Big Fire again, walk away. Not sure why I ate there, but it's definitely better to be safe here than sorry. 23 into a range 13 melee, so that's kind of what you need to watch out for because he can stack you with a 64 for that. So, Acid Phase here, find your path, you can start walking. It's better to take acid damage and get killed by the rapid Dragonfire. If you're using a 4-tick Wep, I prefer walking 3 tiles. I just watch the true tile. And once it's right next to Vorkath, I click away, or I'll look for the XP drop, or use the markers I have on screen. It gets pretty rhythmic. 32 melee, gonna want to heal that. Turn prayer back on. Spawn phase again, cancel my action, cast Crumble. I wasn't really warmed up here, so I did miss a tick. That could have almost been bad. Easy. Vertical Dragonfire, walk away. Acid phase again, find your path. I was a tick late here. I did decide to risk it. One mistake on that walk, I probably would have died. I didn't. If I don't feel like risking it, I just walk towards the entrance and spam eat. But it did pay off here. And that's it, guys. That's a Vorkath kill. I'm not the fastest here, but I do get it done. I die pretty rarely. I get probably about 3 to 5 kills or more per trip, depending on RNG and how much loot Vorkath drops. I'd say 2 kills plus is honestly good if you're starting out. Do what you can. When I was learning, I was doing 1 KC trips. I did die 3 times during this task. The first was actually me getting 95 HP, and I heard the level up noise go off and didn't have my chat box open. So I was trying to search for what I leveled. The acid phase started. I wasn't prepared and died. And the other 2 deaths, I was just chancing Vorkath with really low HP, and he got me. So I will take 300k away from the final loot total. But I will meet you guys back at the GE, and we can go over the loot from this task and the supplies used. I did buy 2.5 mil worth of supplies, but I didn't even come close to using it all. I had some extra manta ray in the bank from previous Vorks I used. As for the loot, guys, no rares, unfortunately. That's 410 KC total for me. No Visage or Pet or Jar. However, I did get some massive GP. 2.7 mil in Dragon Darts, 2.4 mil from the Bones, Rune and Dragon Alkables, Noted Dragon Bones, Dragon Dart Tips, Rune Dart Tips, Dragon Arrow Tips, Onyx Bolt Tips, high-level resources, tons of Dragon Hide. I'm going to go ahead and sell everything except for the Dragon Hides. I'll probably use the Lunar Spellbook to tan that, and then I'll craft it. But everything else, guys, I will sell, including the runes. So I will see you with the final loot. All right, so the final loot value came to 11.5 mil. I can't wait to see what those dragon hides bring in once I'm done with them. But that will be it for this video, everyone. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you're excited for more future content from me, please subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, I will be taking requests in the comments. Take care. Peace.